Hello and welcome to this creative, fun, and playful flow today. Just a short and sweet flow, which I hope you will enjoy. So, we are going to get straight into it, standing tall at the top of the mat. Take a moment, always great to sort of check in with the posture when you begin your practice. So, rolling your shoulders back and down, palms facing the front of the room, and just finding the length up through the crown of the head. As you inhale, sweep the arms up in front of you. Exhale, swan dive, soften the knees, folding forwards over your thighs. Take an inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, step it back to plank. Just taking a little vinyasa to warm up. Maybe the knees come down. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bend the elbows, lowering the chest, the chin to the mat. Inhale, curling it up. So we're getting straight into the movement today, creating some energy. As you exhale, tuck the toes, take it up and back, downward facing dog. So take some movement here. Perhaps this is your first downward facing dog of the day. So maybe wriggle into the hips, stretch into each side of the body, maybe pedal the heels out towards the floor. And really finding the length from the palms of the hands. So inhaling, lifting the hips up as high as you can towards the ceiling, opening through the chest. And then as you exhale, press the hips backwards. So you find that length through your spine, finding some movement here. Take a breath in. And exhale, drop the knees, lowering to all fours. As you inhale, lift the tailbone, lower the belly, opening through the heart. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, lift the spine here. Some cat-cows. Inhaling to lower the belly, lift the heart. Exhaling, lifting the spine. Just finding this fluidity, this fluid movement into the spine as you combine the movement with the breath. Find this openness through the chest as you lower the belly and draw the heart through. And then this curling inwards as you lift the spine into cat. One more. Inhaling to open. Exhaling to curl in. One more breath here. And then exhale, tuck the toes, take the hips back. Downward facing dog. Wriggling into the hips again, finding space. Taking an inhale. And exhale, walking your hands to your feet this time, finding ragdoll pose, bending the knees, toes facing out, taking hold of opposite elbows and just rocking from side to side. Release the head, release the shoulders, the back of the neck, allowing the body just to soften into this shape, finding this soft roundness through your spine as you sway gently from side to side. Imagine this almost serpentine motion of the spine here. And maybe you find stillness for a second, just allowing a real sense of surrender. Really allow the head to be heavy. And then straightening into one leg at a time, bringing your left fingertips down. As you inhale, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling, straighten into the right leg. Exhale, switch sides, right hand comes down. Inhaling, left arm up, left leg straightens. And then switching on the exhale. Inhaling, right arm up, right leg straight. Exhaling, switch. Left leg straightens, left arm reaches. As you breathe in and open, and you exhale back into the fold. Just one more on each side. Opening on the inhale, surrendering on the exhale. And then meeting again in our ragdoll, taking opposite elbows in that gentle sway. And then rooting through the feet as you inhale, use the core to rise all the way up, reaching your arms up in front of you. Exhale, releasing your hands back down by your sides. And we're going to flow in and out of a yogi squat here, taking your feet a little wider, toes pointing out a little further. As you inhale, bring your arms up in front of you, palms together. As you exhale, slice it down the middle, coming into your malasana, your yogi squat. Rocking into the hips here. So remember, you can have your fingertips down, you can lift your heels here. You can even place your hands behind you if you prefer. Keep the chest lifted. So whatever your squat looks like, finding that happy position. As this pose is a little bit like Marmite, isn't it? Maybe happy isn't the right word. It's taken me a long time to become acquainted and to become settled back into this position. I often feel very jealous of my children who are able to just drop down into this shape with no problem whatsoever. Somewhere along the way, we tend to get a little bit more restricted, and it becomes a little bit more challenging to find this shape. So wriggling into those hips, breathing softly, still finding a nice rhythm to the breath. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. And then as we inhale, sweep the arms up, rise back up. And then exhale, taking it back down. 3 more of those. Inhaling to open and rise. Exhale to take it down. Last 2. Hopefully warming up a little bit, finding a little bit more spaciousness in that shape. And then just pausing, holding here for 1 more breath. And then inhale, rising all the way back up and releasing the hands back down by your sides. Bringing the feet back together, inhaling, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, soften and fold forwards. Inhale to a halfway lift. And then exhale, going into your plank, walking your hands forwards on the mat. You can always bring your knees down. Taking a breath in here. Exhale, bending the elbows, lowering down. Inhale, curling up. Exhale, pressing back. Inhale, gazing towards the hands. Exhale, step your right foot forwards between your hands. Set your foundation here, and as you inhale, sweep the arms up. Option to drop that left knee if you prefer. Taking a breath in. Exhale, pivoting the left heel down and in, opening into your warrior 2, and gazing out over that right hand. Bend into the right knee. Breathing softly, right knee stacked on top of the right ankle, left leg straight and strong, reaching those arms away from each other. Take a breath in here. Exhale, extended side angle. Find the length. Right forearm comes to right thigh, and left arm long alongside the left ear. Just a breath here. And then inhale, reversing warrior. Right arm comes up and overhead, left hand, left thigh. Maybe the gaze even turns up towards the ceiling. Breathing here. And then returning to our lunge. So as we inhale, we pivot back onto the ball of the left foot, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhale the hands to the heart. We're going to warrior 3. So visualize this left leg lifting up, and we're pressing the weight into this right foot. So you might want to step the left foot a little bit closer. Take a breath in. Exhale, warrior 3, floating that left leg up off the mat. Breathing here, holding for 1 more breath. And inhale, rising up. See if you can rise without putting that left foot down onto the floor, taking it into tree pose. So the sole of the left foot comes to maybe to the inner right ankle, calf or thigh. Bringing the hands to the heart. Just holding for 2 breaths. Maybe the arms reach up. 1 more. Releasing the hands, taking figure 4 pose, crossing the left calf above the right knee and bending into the hips. So we're coming into this little squat, embracing the wobbles here. Don't worry if you wobble. Wobbling is all part of it. Try to have a sense of humor, not take anything too seriously. Taking an inhale, either staying here or exhaling, softening and folding over the right thigh. Opening into the left hip, really flexing the left toes towards the left knee here as you fold forwards. One more breath. And then inhale, rising all the way back up. Embrace those wobbles. Exhale, release the left leg back down. Have a little shake. Shake out the hips, shake out the wrists. And then we go for the other side. Inhaling, reaching the arms up. Exhaling to fold. Breathing in, halfway lift. Exhale, downward facing dog, step it back. Just a breath here. Inhale, gazing between the hands. Exhale, step the left foot forwards into your lunge and ignore me, switching sides. Inhale, set your foundation, rising up. Finding that shape, option to drop the right knee if you prefer. Taking a breath. One more breath here, inhaling. Exhale, warrior two. Right heel comes down and in, extending those arms out. Find the foundation, the openness between the thighs. So we're really creating that stretch here. Imagine you've got a shelf underneath your arms. You're pressing down so the arms are active and strong. Fierce gaze over that left hand. Embracing this playful energy to our movement today. Taking an inhale. Exhale, left forearm, left thigh, right arm alongside the right ear, extended side angle. Opening the chest from right to left. Maybe the gaze even ventures up towards the ceiling. Taking a breath. And as you inhale, sweeping the left arm up overhead, right hand, right thigh, reverse warrior. Feeling the stretch through the left side body. One more breath. And as we inhale, we're coming back into that lunge. So reaching the arms up, pivot onto the ball of the right foot. Just one breath here. One more inhale. Exhaling, hands to heart. Warrior three. Ping the weight forwards as you reach the right leg up towards the sky. Kick that right heel behind you. Imagine there was somebody you didn't like behind you, giving them a great big kick, kicking into them strong with that right leg. Breathing here, one more breath. Then we're going to come into tree. As you inhale, rising up, placing the sole of the right foot, whichever position feels good for you, maybe the ankle, calf or the thigh. Finding that position of strength and balance. And holding for a few breaths. Finding the focus to the gaze. One more inhale. Exhaling, figure four, crossing the right calf above the left knee. Take an inhale as you sink the hips down. Breath here. One more inhale, and then maybe folding if you choose that option today. Keep flexing the right toes towards the right knee. And as you inhale, rising up. Embrace those wobbles. And exhale to release. Take a little roll of the wrists. Shake them out, shake the shoulders. And then coming back to Tadasana, rolling the shoulders back and down, inhaling, sweeping the arms up, exhaling to soften and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back to all fours. Just taking a little stretch into the wrists, rocking forwards and back. Hands facing forwards. And then taking the wrists off to the side and rocking gently from left to right, fingers pointing out to the side. And back of the hands coming down, fingers pointing towards you this time and rocking forwards and back. You can always bring the hands closer if that feels a little bit too much with them further away. And having the elbows as straight as you can, as feels comfortable. And then shaking the wrists out, interlacing the hands and just giving the wrists a little roll, a little wave in one direction, and then taking it the opposite way, which always feels really odd to me. One way feels really natural, one way feels really strange. Shaking them out. And then we're stepping forwards into our squat, our malasana, our yogi squat. And this is where we can get a little bit playful and maybe try a little crow pose today. So bringing your hands out in front of you, about shoulder width apart, and fingers pointing forwards. We're bending into the fingers, so bending the knuckles, pressing through the knuckles, and then pressing through the fingertips and through the first set of knuckles, particularly into the thumb and the index finger, and then lifting your hips up. Walk your feet a little closer towards your hands, and then maybe you hook the knees outside the upper arms, shift the weight forwards, maybe float one foot, maybe float the other, and then maybe come down. Come back into a squat, take a little break. You can rock the hips from side to side. Just allow your brain to percolate on that shape, to get that shape where you're trying to go, kind of shifting the weight forwards. And we're creating a spine as if like that cat shape, that cat spine. So a raise and a lift in the spine. We're lifting the hips up, we're lifting the spine up. So placing the hands back down, and then hooking the knees outside the upper arms, shifting the weight forwards, cat spine, really lift the hips up, and then maybe float one foot, maybe float the other, one point of focus for the gaze, squeeze, 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 and then place it back down. Rocking into the hips, soft through the breath. It's all just a little bit of fun, a little bit of exploration. You can always place a little pillow in front of your head if you prefer. And then taking it back to child's pose. Taking the knees back, wide toes together to touch, stretching the hands out long. And just rocking into your hips here. Maybe take a little breath in through the nose and a sigh out through the mouth. Let it go. And finding stillness in your child's pose, stretching the arms out. Just take a moment to allow the body to simmer back down, to calm down. It's quite an energetic practice. So just a few grounding breaths here just to come back home to yourself, to settle the nervous system, settle the body for the day ahead. And one more breath here in your child's pose. And then when you rise up, inhale. Just coming back down to a comfortable seat. Just sealing this practice, this very short and sweet practice, but just sealing it with a big sighing release, a big sighing releasing breath. Taking an inhale through the nose, filling up to the top of the chest. A little sip of extra air through the nose. And then let it go. Soft through the shoulders, maybe a smile to your face. I hope that you enjoyed this playful, energetic practice today. Namaste.